Hayden Mullins strikes out everybody. Harrison Cohen hides the ball like a magician, and RJ Petit built like a bouncer. And all three are up for grabs. Let's talk about Rule 5 and who could stick in green and gold by sundown. Let's get into it today on Locked On A's.
You are Locked On A's, your daily podcast on the Athletics, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. My name is Booney, one name, all passion, no sugarcoating. I'm a lifelong A's fan who has spent the past season covering this team every single day, post-game breakdowns, prospect deep dives, roster decisions, and all the chaos in between. And in the offseason, yes, we are still covering the A's every single day, and I don't show up with corporate talking points or highlight real cliches. I show up with honesty, edge, and the perspective of someone who refuses to let this team be treated like an afterthought. If you want blind optimism, look elsewhere. If you want truth, fire, and a voice that actually cares, welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. We are your team, your A's every single day, and today's episode is brought to you in part by FanDuel. If you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your NFL live bets all season long. What is up, everybody? We're talking Rule 5 draft. Rule 5 draft. If you look below on the screen, the ticker, that is who the A's have drafted in the past with regard to the Rule 5 draft. Remember, big rule on the Rule 5 draft. If you draft somebody in the Rule 5 draft, you have to keep them on your 26-man roster all year long. The A's have had a couple gems in the past couple years who have worked out for, a brief amount of time. Mitch Spence in 23. Noda in 22, I believe. I could be wrong. Spence in 24. Murdoch 25. That was last year. The opposite. Murdoch was actually pretty darn good at the beginning of the season. First 30 games or so, Murdoch had some big innings, was in high leverage situations. Unfortunately, it was not sustainable and got hit hard. Spence was solid, was actually up for a starting pitching job in spring training this year. Noda had a great year, but it hasn't been often. The A's pick number 8 today, and I am covering it all. It should go off at 11 a.m. What is up, the Robs? Let's go A's, absolutely. Sam Boy, A's in 2026. 100% Sam. No kidding. And Chuck, appreciate you too, bud. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Big day today. I have targeted the A's to get 3 potential players. I think they're nails on 3 potential players the A's could potentially get. Will they last until the A's pick at number 8? RJ Petit, right-handed pitcher for the Tigers. Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from the Yankees. And finally, but not least, Mullins from the Red Sox. Hayden Mullins, left-handed pitcher from the Red Sox. They all had great 2025 seasons at certain levels in the minor leagues. Now, can they have that type of sustainability? I don't know. What's up, Jesus? Who are the top 10 draft pick players? I covered that yesterday, Jesus. So on yesterday's show, had the banner up, everything, all that good stuff. It's all there. Happy Wednesday to you. Who are the greatest Rule 5 picks of all time? We'll get into that later. Gregory Soto signed a 1-year, $7.5 million deal with the Pirates. Its signing tells you a lot. It first tells me that the A's are not going to go get any type of bullpen help this year. I estimated that the A's could get Soto for 2 years, $20 million. Soto's a two-time All-Star. In 1 year, $7.5 million for the Pirates. The A's get screwed in the lottery every year. It's been rough, man. Here's the good part, though, Chuck. Excuse me. Zach, is look at the picks we've gotten, though, right? In the last 3 years, can you complain about Wilson, Kurtz, and Arnold? And seriously, is there really anybody else in those respective drafts that you would rather have drafted? So in a sense, it's worked out. And if the A's, let's say, got a better pick, would we have picked somebody else? I don't know. Get Bassett, he might go to a contender. Yeah, starting pitching's expensive right now, right? I thought Bassett would go for like 5 years, 3 years, maybe $60 million. I think he might go for higher. I thought that's what the A's would be able to afford him at. Chuck, RJ Petit's built like an offensive lineman. You said it, 6'8", 300 pounds, I believe. He's a big, big boy. We got the draft lottery coming up here in a few minutes. I'm going to get it up on my MLB.com. All right? I'm going to go through the draft order, which I have listed below as well. In the meantime, while I'm doing that, hang tight. I'm going to take a quick break. And while I get this up, going on, so we can cover this Rule 5 draft, I want to make sure there's no technical difficulties. I'll see you in a minute. NFL Sundays move fast. One big play and suddenly everything feels different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You are not just watching the game, you are reacting to it in real time. With FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds. Every drive, every momentum swing, every highlight moment. Live betting is best when the game starts to shift. A receiver gets hot, a defense tightens up, or the momentum flips after a turnover. FanDuel lets you jump into the moment. Live spreads and money lines adjust instantly. Player props update as guys heat up. You can bet next touchdown scores, drive results, totals, and more. It keeps you locked into every snap, every drive, every possibility. So if you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your NFL live bets all season long. FanDuel, the game moves fast, and so can you. Thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen of the day, and thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. You already live your team every day. Now take it up a level and go ad-free. Join the Everydayer Club today and get Locked On A's with no interruptions, members-only Discord access, and more, all for just $5 a month or $50 a year. Go to LockedOnA's.supercast.com or check the link in the show notes to learn more. If you are a true diehard A's fan, the Everydayer All Access tier is built for you. You'll get one-on-one text access with me, all access episodes, an exclusive newsletter, and 15% discount to the Locked On merchandise store. Head to LockedOnA's.supercast.com to join the Everydayer program and unlock all access. You can also find the link right here in the show notes. All right, some news. Once I was actually going on to get the MLB Rule 5 draft streamed online, which I'm working on right now. Pete Alonso, 5 years, $155 million with the Orioles. Wow. But that's interesting. MLB draft is a wash. Some of the best players are picked outside the top 5. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Below, you will have the order as far as who is going where in the Rule 5 draft. And I am, as we're doing this here, I'm working on getting this on live. It's supposed to start now. I'm sure they're going to have their talking again. The A's don't pick till number 8. The other thing I'm interested on as well is Daniel Susak going to get drafted? That's the other thing. That's a big deal. And I agree with you, Jesus. Petit definitely has the stats. There's no question about it. He's good. He's good. He's had all 3 of them are good, man. All 3 of them have that potential. And when I was looking at who I was targeting for the A's, I was obviously looking at pitching. And I wanted to see somebody that could possibly slip into that number 5 role who has an upside to them. Do they have that upside? Can they potentially slip into that 5 pitching role, or worst case scenario, come out of the bullpen? And that's the biggest thing I wanted to see. And again, sorry guys, I am trying to get this up. MLB.TV, the live draft here. It should be coming up. I shouldn't have any issues. I got the darn package. All right. Who we target in the international class of the month looks like it's stacked at the top. We got some international money to spend, though. That's for sure. But I agree with you. It seems like that seems to be such a new big deal with regard to baseball, and the international class seems like almost like it's more important than this. Come on, get going on this MLB draft. I want Cameron Flukie too. I don't think he's going to be around at number 8, Jesus. I don't think he's going to be around at number 8. I think it's going to be Flora from, I do too. I think it's going to be Flora from UCSB or Peterson from Florida. I'll take either of the two. The Gregory Soto signing, crazy. I want him as well. The Gregory Soto signing was nuts because, first of all, I thought he was going to go for a lot more. Secondly, here it is. We got it. Rule 5 draft. Thank you. So we're live on the Rule 5 draft. They do their talking and do a lot of that stuff right now. And we're going to cover it as the picks start. It hasn't started officially right now. Battery Power mock has Cameron Flukie. Hey, sure. There's going to be a lot of mock drafts going on right now. Jesus, you got to remember, they still have a season to play. Remember, Drew Burress was considered the number 1 overall forever from Georgia Tech. And he didn't have the best of seasons last year. He went from unanimous All-American preseason to getting 3rd team All-American. They still have to play the season. We don't know. UCSD has great coaches. UCSD or UCSB? Flukie's from, Flores from UCSB. Flukie is from Coastal Carolina. But for a while there, it was Jackson, Flora, and Flukie 1-2 as far as pitchers. Peterson has stepped up as well. Either one, I don't really matter. Here's some notable Rule 5 draft picks they're showing right now on Major League Baseball. Anthony Santander, selected by Baltimore from Cleveland. Brad Keller, Garrett Whitlock, Shane Smith, Mike Vassell, Tyler Wells, Liam Hicks, Kevin Kelly, Justin Slayton, Akil Badosa. I would say the best possible one is Santander. Give me Curiel from LSU. I don't want a bat. I don't want an outfielder. He's good. There's no question about it, Zach. I like Curiel a lot, if that's what you're talking about. Rojas, I don't want a high school guy. That's my preference. I don't want a high school guy in Rojas. He's good. He's legit. We have 2 high school kids right now that are legitimate prospects. In Steven Echevarria and Cole Miller. Echevarria is in high A Lansing. We drafted him, I think, in 2023, I want to say, or 22, and Cole Miller in 24, I think. They just take so, you don't know what you're getting with a high school guy. It takes so long to develop them. And then after they're developed, it's like, okay, what do we have here? And all in the middle of that, it's like they have to, get lucky with regard to injuries and not getting hurt. There's so many things that can go wrong in that period of time. Logan Schmidt. Yeah. Schmidt's a high school guy, isn't he? I don't want high school guys, if I'm not mistaken. I think A's are moving on from drafting high school early. I agree. I think a lot of teams are. Here we go. First overall pick. Come on. Austin Beck was a disaster. Yeah, he was. Connor Griffin. Here we go. First overall pick, guys. Rockies get the first overall pick, not the White Sox. I apologize. So there's two phases. And also, teams don't have to pick somebody. Because you got to remember, you're paying $100,000 to pay for somebody. That's why you see in the A's, for example, let me put that banner up. Murdoch in 24, Spence in 22. First pick. Rockies got first. They're on the clock. The Rockies right now are on the clock. They came up. Here it comes. RJ Petit. Good. RJ Petit from the Tigers. I mean, can I be any more of a mush? RJ Petit went number 1. Of course he did. Of course he did. Paez from Boston's roster went 2. They're moving. That's the first 2 picks. Griff McGarry went number 3. Phillies. Griff McGarry. There he is. Last name right there. Griff McGarry. Twins are up on the clock. Twins got Susac. Twins drafted Susac. Daniel Susac. Number 4 overall. I knew Susac was going. God. Yep. Susac. Jesus. Pirates on the clock. Carter Baumler. Pirates. From Baltimore's AAA. Do I have him on my list? I do not. Who we got next? So Cohen's still around. Angels pass. So it is going to Cohen's still around and Hayden Mullins. A's. Ryan Watson. Right-handed pitcher from the Giants, Ryan Watson. I had him in my, let me tell you a little bit about Watson. I was looking at Watson. It's a good pick. Ryan Watson. I had Ryan Watson. Let me give you an idea of what Ryan Watson is. Hang on. I did have him. Ryan Watson, huh? Well, let me give you the idea on Ryan Watson. I was looking at Ryan Watson. I had him on my list with the Giants. A little surprised. Not really. I mean, it's a good pick. Here's your thing on the Giants. Ryan Watson. Ryan Watson, huh?
San Francisco.
No. Wasn't there.
San Francisco Giants pass. Kansas City passes.
Son of a gun. Notable proxy left unprotected is a full-time reliever since transitioning to that role. Here's what it steals. Okay, in 2025, Ryan Watson is a notable prospect who was left unprotected by the Giants. He has been a full-time reliever since transitioning to that role in 24, showcasing a strong performance, 2.3 ERA, 26.1 strikeout rate over 22 and a two-thirds innings. Watson's slider, which runs at 82 to 84, and his ability to pitch effectively in both starts and relief make him a potential target. Teams seeking bullpen depth. The draft, I'll take it. I'm not too disappointed in that. I like it. Ryan Watson, guys. Ryan Watson. Put the results so we can see them. You get it. You got it, pal. Oh, let me get you the results here, guys. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. A's take Ryan Watson. I don't know how I quite feel about it.
San Diego passes. Chicago Cubs. Chicago Cubs pass. Los Angeles Dodgers.
So the A's got Ryan Watson.
Los Angeles Dodgers pass. Toronto.
Toronto selects Spencer Miles, M-I-L-E-S. He's a right-hand pitcher from San Francisco's AAA Sacramento.
Rocky's got the kid I wanted, of course. They got Petit from
Spencer Miles, a right-hand pitcher from San Francisco Giants AAA roster.
RJ Petit.
New York Yankees.
Twins got Daniel Susak.
Q-U-E-S-T, right-handed pitcher from St. Louis Cardinals AAA roster.
Giants got, the A's got
Yankees select Cade Winquist, a right-hand pitcher from the Cardinals.
Ryan Watson.
Philadelphia.
Ryan Watson for the A's. I'll get this more up to date, guys. Unbelievable. Petite, White Sox, and I will get these more as they get updated here, guys. Sorry. So obviously, this tells you one thing for sure, right? That no, he's not bad at all, Jesus. It's a good shot. Steven Cardone for sure. Yes, I'm going to scroll. I wouldn't say that, Bill. He had good numbers. He's a bullpen help. I don't know. Let me get these up for you guys. Give me a second while I work on Rule 5 draft results. Getting you this scrolled. This tells you one thing with regard to the A's, though. They're not signing any pitchers, and they're not trading for anybody either. So it kind of makes sense. Results. All right, here we go. Okay. Rule 5 candidates, past results. I wish they had it. At least they had it scrolling. Here we go. I got you now. White Sox. Let me take a quick break, guys. I'm going to get these results scrolled up for you guys, okay? I'll see you in a minute. The World Cup is coming back to North America for the first time since 1994. And with 48 teams for the first time ever, it's going to be massive. But let's be honest, getting tickets is usually the hardest part. That's why the Game Time app is clutch. Finally, giving fans a real advantage when it comes to snagging seats. With Game Time, you can track price drops in real time, get alerts when great seats open, and buy tickets the moment they hit the app. It puts the power back in your hands and makes going to the World Cup realistic instead of impossible. You pull up the app, and the layout makes it so simple to scroll through matchups and compare seat views. Pick a game, tap a section, and have your tickets locked in within minutes. No confusion, no hunting for fine print. The seat view feature is a game changer. You literally see what the pitch looks like from your exact seat before you buy. Take the guesswork out of buying World Cup tickets and every match, concert, or event with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, download the app, make an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Game Time. All right, guys, getting these scrolled up for you here as far as what we have and the results with regard to the Rule 5 draft. I don't mind Watson. The question with regard to Watson, though, is he going to be good enough to hang out the whole year long? I don't know. Petit went 1, White Sox. Jackson Paez from the Red Sox. 3, Griffin McCrary from the Phillies. 4, Susac from the A's. 5, Balmer from the Orioles. A's got Watson from the Giants. Cardinals got Matthew Pichard from the Marlins. Astros, Roddery Munoz from the Reds. Guardians, Peyton Pallette from the White Sox. Miles Spencer, Blue Jays, went to the Blue Jays from the Giants. Cade Winkest from the Cardinals went to the Yankees. Zach McCambley from the Diamondbacks went to the Blue Jays. So, a few of them, there was a number of teams as well that didn't choose a pitcher at all. As far as Watson's stuff, Bill, Watson's fastball mid-90s, nothing crazy. He's all right. I'm going to do a full thing. I didn't have Watson on my radar to be honest. Giants got number 4 pick. No way they're number 4. They had a 11% chance to land in the top 6. 0.9% chance to win it. They almost won the damn thing. At least Watson knows the stadium. You think that maybe had to do with it? Watson, not bad stats. No, 2.54 ERA, 1,000%. He was good. He was definitely good. Let me get these picks updated for you as well as we continue. Susac, you guys bummed on Susac? Surprised? I can't say I'm surprised. I think he'll last the whole year with the Twins. The question is with Watson, will he? I don't mind it. I don't mind the pick. Petit went 1. I guess I underrated him. But it also tells you why the A's didn't sign a Gregory Soto. It means they're not going to go after a Fairbanks. They're not going to spend money on a bullpen. I'm all right with that. But the A's have been quiet this offseason. Why wasn't Susac protected? That's a great question, Zach. I talked about it earlier when the deadline came with who they needed to protect. I wanted to protect Susac. Considering the A's right now, the only 2 catchers they really have right now is Langoliers and Austin Wynns. In the minor leagues, we really don't have anybody. We have Dylan Feen, who I think is going to be a hell of a player in single-A Stockton. He's a 2024 draft pick out of high school, switch hitting catcher, high school kid, young. But you see an upside with him. But still, even if he makes that upside, even if he is who we think he is, he's still 4 or 5 years away. So the whole thing, and my point was to keep Susac, was who do you really want? Do you want Susac, or do you want to sign a journeyman catcher to stick around in AAA like a Johnny Pareda, like we did last year? And that's my point. I'd rather have gone with Susac. We still don't know what Susac is, and Susac was pretty darn good in AAA last year. He wasn't bad. He wasn't bad whatsoever. He hit 18 bombs. He hit close to 280. I didn't understand why the A's didn't hold on to Susac, man. I was disappointed. I mean, did the A's think that he wasn't going to get picked up? I don't know. I don't know what really happened there. And let me get you, I just want to update you more on who has gotten picked since the last time I updated you. Right now, I'm showing about 14 picks here. Cade Wilkes from the Yankees. It doesn't look like there's anything really substantial out there, any surprises out there that's really happened. Phillies, Zach McCambley. The Marlins lost 2 pitchers. They've quietly become somebody that has a lot of pitchers in their farm system. Here you go. Here's a little bit more update, guys. Petit 1, White Sox 2, Nationals 3. There's Susac at 4, right to the Twins. I don't know. For me, guys, I don't know. I'm with you, Zach, to your point, as far as why the A's didn't protect Susac. I don't know. There's obviously something they knew. Yes, we could have DFA'd Spencer Estes. Well, we DFA'd Bedell. Bill, that's how we did to make room for Ryan Watson. There was a lot of things we could have done in order to protect Susac. Not protecting Susac didn't make a whole lot of sense. And, and here we are. But winter meetings, it's been quiet, man. Alonso obviously signed today. $155 million. 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. Gregory Soto bothered me a little bit that the Pirates got him for 1 year, $7.5 million. That's not a lot. The A's could have easily gone 2 years, $15 million with a player option for year 2. That would have been a big contract. I think that would have gotten the job done with Gregory Soto. But in hearing David Force this morning on A's Cast, it didn't seem like they had much of an interest in getting any bullpen help. What David Force mentioned this morning was second base, third base, and a starting pitcher. But as far as bullpen help, no. And they made a point to like how good the bullpen was in the second half last year. Free agent list wasn't great. You're right, Jesus. So a bunch of 30-year pluses. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It sounded like to Force that he was having a hard time getting anybody any attention with regard to the A's as far as free agents. Said it was similar to last year. They put offers already out to Kurtz, Wilson, and Soderstrom. He didn't say that directly, but he said it. Obviously, Townsley's been high on Fairbanks and signing somebody like that. The thing with Fairbanks is expensive. The A's don't want to invest any type of money in a closer, and I'm all right with that. I like what our bullpen did last year. But adding somebody like Gregory Soto at the price he signed for with the Pirates is something I was taken back at. I would have liked that as a bullpen piece. Sean Newcomb, still somebody that could potentially sign with the A's. What role? How good's this kid, Ryan Watson from the Giants? Obviously, his numbers were really good in Sacramento, which says a lot. And also, his numbers were really good in the PCL, which also says a lot. Because the PCL is a hitting league. I'll give you his numbers and where he's been and a little bit of a history on Ryan Watson. I don't know Ryan Watson, so I'm learning him as you are. 6'5", 225. He's 28 years old. He was 4-3 last year, 4.26 ERA. But let's see what he was last year. PCL, where was he? 2025. I don't know where I got in 2024, he had the 2.83 ERA. In 2024, he was with single A San Jose, double A, triple A, Sacto. He pitched all right in 2024. Over those four teams, he had an ERA 2.83 ERA, 3-1, 28 games, all out of the bullpen, 2 saves, 35 innings pitched. He struck out 36. Average against at 205. In 2025, last year, I was mistaken last year. He didn't have a 2.83 ERA last year. With Sacramento, the River Cats, 4-3, 4.26 ERA, 46 games, 9 saves, 9 out of 13, 50 and 2/3 innings. He allowed 58 hits. Average against 278, 64 Ks. He walked 16. Seems like he has pretty darn good command. Was picked up originally by the Orioles organization in 2024, undrafted. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. He was with Auburn. Did he go to Auburn? Out of Auburn. Signed as a free agent by the Orioles in 2020, undrafted. It's kind of just bounced around. We'll see. I don't know what to make sense of it. I don't know what to make of it. You know, obviously the 4.26 ERA is not bad in the PCL. What's also telling me that something is that, hey, the kid plays in the Aviators League. They must have gotten some sort of feedback from the Aviators staff that said, hey, this kid's good. So I think this pitcher was targeted. He plays in that league. He's from that ballpark. I don't know a whole lot about him. He was not on my radar. I thought he may have been one of 2 pitchers that the Giants that may have been drafted in this draft, but I don't know much else about him. Alonso to Orioles makes no sense. Well, I mean, in the sense of the money it does, though. You know, Jesus. $155 million, 5 years, right? Unless I got the contract numbers wrong. But what I saw is that he obviously wasn't getting that much money from the Mets. Yeah, I don't know what the heck the Mets are doing. How much will Bichette sign with the Blue Jays? I think whatever it takes. I think the Blue Jays are kind of going all in right now. You know, people talk about the Blue Jays last year, and they act like this was some sort of David Goliath with them facing the Dodgers. Hey, I mean, the Blue Jays have the 5th largest payroll in all of baseball. I mean, they're a team that spends. We'll see. I think the A's thinking is like, hey, if he doesn't work out, we send him right back to the Giants. It's not going to cost us a whole lot. It costs us, what, $150,000, worst case scenario. So I like it. I don't know much about Watson. I am comfortable that he's played in the ballpark. I am comfortable that he has played in the PCL for a full season. And that obviously there's something that the A's staff saw in him to let the A's know, like, hey, let's go get this kid. So you never know. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I wish I had a little bit more for you on Watson. I just don't know the kid. But I will make sure I dedicate a segment to him later on this week on what to expect and so forth, man. Ryan Watson, Rule 5 draft. A's select him number 6 overall. It tells you one thing. The A's are not going to sign any type of help. They're not going to sign any free agents to bulk up the bullpen. They're obviously very comfortable that the bullpen is good the way it is. And according to the second half of the season last year, it was one of the best bullpens in all of baseball. Can it maintain that sustainability? Crazy how early Clement was a feet away from hitting a walk-off to win the World Series, and he was in the A's for a minute. The A's have had a lot of guys on their team for a minute. You saying Bichette leaves Jays? No, I think he stays. I just think the Jays are going to pay for him. That's all. How much that is, I don't know. My point being is the Jays are kind of going all in with regard to what they're doing as far as their team. And we saw that with the Dylan Cease signing. But it looks like Boston is trading for Watson. Really? Interesting. You like that? I don't know. Wow. Boston's making it's been more or less Chris, let me check it out. Let's see if we got some more news for you. I know this is supposed to be A's, but it's the winter meetings, and guys, and there hasn't been a lot of news. Confirmed. They're sending Vaughn Grissom to the Angels. Is that what you got? I'm not seeing anything yet. But what's really gone on this offseason? Let me give you, before I take off, let me give you a little bit of a rundown of who's been signed and what free agents has gone, and see what your thoughts are on them. I mean, I don't know. Did I expect the A's to make any type of moves? Expected something. I expected a rumor. I don't know. So what do we got here as far as off-season free agents, 2026 free agents? Here's what we got so far, guys. Dylan Cease from the Padres to the Blue Jays, 7 years, $210 million. Pete Alonso, Mets to the Orioles, 5 years, $155. Kyle Schwarber re-signed with the Phillies, 5 years, $150. Josh Naylor. I thought this was a hell of a deal for the Mariners. I think Naylor's a great ball player. 5 years, $92.5 million, re-signed with the Mariners. Edwin Diaz, 3 years, $69 million. Devin Williams, 3 years, $51 million. Cody Ponce, 3 years, $30 million with the Blue Jays. Ryan Helsley went to the Orioles. 2 years, $28 million. Wow. Pagan, 2 years, $20 million. Kyle Finnegan, 2 years, $19 million, re-signed with the Tigers. Iglesias re-signed with the Braves, 1 year, $16 million. Steven Matz, Red Sox to the Rays, 2 years, $15 million. Phil Maton, 2 years, $14.5 million. Gregory Soto, 1 year, $7,750,000. Here's another one. Michael Soroka, 1 year, $7.5 million. Cedric Mullins, 1 year, $7 million. Miguel Rojas, 1 year, $5.5 million. Joel Payamps, re-signed with the Braves, 1 year, $2.25 million. That's it, guys. I will check you guys out later. Thanks for cruising by. Appreciate you. Hopefully, we'll have more news to talk about tomorrow, later on this week. Thanks for tuning in today to Locked On A's. Make sure you subscribe and follow Locked On A's so you will get all the latest episodes. You can find me on X, TikTok, or Instagram, all at Locked On A's. Did Locked On A's make your Spotify Wrapped? Prove it on social media to secure a free month of our brand new Everydayer Club. Just tag our national Locked On Podcast Network account on any social platform, and we will drop you a code. Be one of the first to join the Everydayer Club to get your favorite show ad-free and exclusive access to the members-only Discord channel. For those of you on video, we send you to the first ever 24/7 National Locked On Podcast Network YouTube channel. On audio, make sure you make your second listen Locked On MLB.